perspective. This is JVN Dr. Vishal Saxena, Associate Professor in Mathematics and Statistics in Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss on the module parameter estimation. This module is a part of the course Modeling and Simulation of Bioprocess, and this course is a part of the program BTech FBT 6th semester and BSc FST 6th semester of the university, and this is a very important topic of the this course Modeling and Simulation of Bioprocess, because modeling and simulation of bioprocess is a subject which deals with the various different or the various subjects, it is a combination of the subject of chemistry and the chemical kinetics, the chemical reactions, and includes the subject of physics, applied mathematics, and in which the heat and mass transfer, momentum equations are the parts of the subject, and the part of the mathematical portion, that is the part of the mathematical portion that means trapezoidal rule, or the other parts, integration, numerical integration, and the simulation, and the part of the computer software used for the simulation, so consisting of the computer part also, along with the parts of the bioprocesses, means concerned with the subject of biology. So this is a very important subject of modeling and simulation of bioprocess. And in the today's session we are going to discuss about the topic of parameter estimation, which is important part of the estimation of parameters. So for this we have to understand first what is meaning of parameter, and what are its applications. So just we can define it as parameters are the descriptive measures of the populations. So parameters can be defined as the descriptive measures of the populations, and these can be taken as the inputs for the just probability distribution function, and probability distribution function, just all we know that by which we can make the probability curve or the distribution curve, and which will explain the complete data set, or our just experiment, or our analysis. So parameters are the estimates, are the just descriptive measures of the population, and just will help to understand the distribution or the probability distribution. These parameters, population parameters, are written by the Greek letters, mean. The population mean is written by the mu. Mu is the notation for the Greek letter, and it is the standard deviation is written by the sigma. Sigma again is a notation for the Greek term, in the Greek language. So why we have used here in the Greek terms of the notations, because population parameters must be distinguished with the sampling parameters, and therefore due to the making of difference between the statistical parameter and the population parameters, we are required the new notations for the population parameters, and that's why just we have used like the Greek notations. Mu is mean, and sigma is standard deviations. Now next one important concept is that these are constants. The parameters, population parameters, are the constant terms, and not the variable terms, and these parameters will decide the distribution. So for the different kind of probability distributions, for the different distributions, different parameters are existing, different parameters will exist, and which define the that kind of the probability distribution. So in the today's lecture we are going to discuss about that, and that's why just we are sharing, we will take some examples and some other important definition part and mathematical concept, and for this we are sharing some slides. So parameters are defined here. Parameters are the descriptive measures of the entire population, which may be used as the inputs for a probability distribution function. So these can be taken as the descriptive measures of the entire or the whole population, and may be used as inputs for a probability distribution function, and which is useful for the generation of the distribution curves and for the analysis of the whole distribution. Parameters are usually signified by the Greek letters, just we have explained it previously. These are written by the Greek letters like mu and sigma. For example, population mu is represented by the Greek letter mu, and the population standard deviation by the Greek letter sigma. Parameters are fixed constants. So these are the constant values, these are not the variable values, and because we can say that because just population parameters taken as constant values, however their values are usually unknown, and one important thing is that their values are unknown because the population is a very big, very large mass. Therefore it cannot be just taken as a known value, and it will be taken as unknown value, and hence because the entire population cannot be just given by some known values, and therefore the values of these population parameters are unknown. Each distribution is entirely defined by several specific parameters. So it means different distributions are entirely defined by the several different parameters, and usually between 1 and 3 parameters. And we are having a kind of the table which shows just. So we are having a table here which shows the different parameters in this for the different distributions, and the following table provides as examples of the parameters required for 3 distributions. The parameters values determine the location and the shape of the curve on the plot of the distribution. So this is very important to understand that these parameter values will determine the location and the shape of the curve, and the curve which is made by the probability distribution function, and just to show the whole distribution, and each unique combination of parameter values which produces a unique distribution curve. So if we take a unique combination of parameter values, then definitely it will produce a unique distribution curve, and it will be just different for the other distribution curves. Now a table is shown that in which distributions are given, 3 distributions are given, and the parameter 1, parameter 2 and parameter 3 are shown there. So initially the chi-square distribution is there, which in which parameter 1 is shown that degree of freedom, while the second kind of distribution is normal distribution, and in which mean and the standard deviation are the 2 parameters. So for the normal distributions, mean and standard deviation are the 2 parameters, and for the 3 parameter gamma, so for the 3 parameter gamma distribution, the 3 parameters have been shown, that the shape, scale and the threshold. For example, a normal distribution is defined by the 2 parameters. All we know that the mean and the standard deviation. If these are specified, the entire distribution is precisely known. So if these two parameters, standard deviation and the mean, are specified, then the distribution can be understand, and it will be just precisely known. Now the curve of the normal distribution is shown in this figure. This represent the normal distribution curve, and we can see there are two normal curves given that. So because these are two different normal curves, so definitely these two normal curves will have the different parameters definitely. And what are the different parameters? Now we can understand this. The solid line represents a normal distribution with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. So in this diagram, just it is coming there, the mean value is 100, and while the standard deviation is 15 for the solid line curve, while for the dashed line curve it is also normal distribution curve, but because it is different from the solid line curve, so we can see and we can observe there the mean is given that 120 for this curve, for this normal distribution, and the standard deviation is given that 30. So because these are the two different normal curves which shows the two different normal distributions, and therefore just their parameters must be different. Now next is about the parameter estimates, also called the sample statistics. So parameters are the descriptive measures of an entire population, and their values are usually unknown because it is infeasible to measure an entire population, because the whole population cannot be just measured. It is infeasible. That's why the descriptive measures in that case must be unknown, and because of this you can take a random sample. So how can we study this population? So we must take a sample, random sample from the population to obtain parameter estimates. And one goal of statistical analysis is to obtain estimates of the population parameters along with the amount of error associated with these estimates. So in this way we have to take one random sample, and by which we can just study the whole population, and statistical analysis is to obtain estimate of the population parameters along with the amount of the error. So in this part the error can also be just estimated, and which will be helpful to understand the whole the distribution or the whole curve, the whole population. These estimates are also known as sample statistics. So these just parameters or these estimates taken from the samples are known as the sample statistics, and which are just related with the population statistics. So these are the several type of parameter estimates. There are several type of parameter estimates like point estimates and the confidence interval. So point estimates are the single most likely value of a parameter, value of a parameter. For example, the point estimate of the population mean is the sample mean. So it means the mean for the population, the estimate of population, that means mean is the sample mean, while the confidence intervals are a range of values likely to contain population parameters. So point estimates are the single values and most likely value of parameter. For example, the point estimates of population mean is the sample mean, while the confidence interval which is another kind of estimator, the parameter estimator, and these are a range of values likely to contain the population parameters. Now we can understand with one example the whole concept. For an example of parameter estimates, suppose you work for a spark plug manufacturer that is studying a problem in their spark plug gap. It would be too costly to measure every single spark plug, because for the every spark plug, if it can be just checked, then it will be much expensive and it will take so much time. and instead you randomly take a sample of 100 spark plugs. So because the whole population of spark plugs can be studied, but it will take so much time and it will be expensive, and so therefore we take a random sample of 100 spark plugs and measure the gap in millimeters. The mean of the sample is 9.2 suppose, and this is the point estimate for the population mean mu. So it will just be like a estimator for the population mean, and you also create a 95% confidence interval for the mu, which is like 8.8, 9.6, and because the value for the 95% confidence interval for mu is coming there 8.8, 9.6, and this means that you can be 95% confident that the true value of the average gap for all the spark plug is between 8.8 and 9.6. So in this way we can just conclude that the 95% confident that the true value of the average gap for all the spark plug is between 8.8 and 9.6, which is like the range, and we can find by the just sample statistic, and we can estimate the whole population. So this part of the parameter estimation is a very important part of the subject simulation and modeling process, and very useful part. So students are advised to learn this topic with very with concepts, and just see what are the applications of this and how it can be applied to the various problems. So with this I am concluding my session. Thank you.